Hi there. My name is QB. Welcome back to another unscripted, unedited explanation of the world of Evilise for Steal the Skies. We're going to be going into the more southern countries today. And we're going to be starting off with the country that has caused a decent amount of issues throughout for everybody in this region, the Holy Ydoran Empire. So you might recognize the Holy Ydoran Empire from... Why aren't my cities showing up? They should at some point. You might recognize them from Final Fantasy Tactics, where it starts out, or the capital of the Holy Ydoran Empire is Mulan. Okay, this is starting to freak me out. I'm gonna try again. Okay, there we go. The capital city is Mulan, where it is ran by a Congress of Holy Leaders, the leaders of the Faram Church. Basically, what they do to expand the empire is that they would spread the influence of their religion across the land and influence city-states or smaller city or smaller regions within other countries to annex into the Holy Ydoran Empire, or just join into it, kind of consuming everything like an amoeba, instead of traditional military conquering that the Rosarian and the Orcadian Empire do. So what the Holy Ydoran Empire do, they spread their influence, convince people to annex into the Holy Ydoran Empire, and then they grant piety and kingship over the fiefdom of the newly annexed region. So all of these cities are technically their own little different regions, their own different micro countries, part of the Holy Ydoran Empire. They started out in Mulan, went out to the peninsula that's known for Final Fantasy Tactics, from Zeltania to Galleon. Then they went off to northward, up to Kilmith, and up to these mountains as they were going downward at the same time. And then they went westward towards Rivencrag, which we will get to that in just a second. After they had control of this region and they were butting up with more of Rivencrag, Rosarian Empire, and Vedro, and Trebithica up here, they then hopped across the Bugro Sea to start gathering cities over on the Romandan continent, all the way down to just before Dragon's Neck, over to Iloni, and up to South Blico. Once they had control of all this, they spread their influence upwards into Trebithica to claim this island, get Ute, Cuteness, and Pront. And so that is why the Holy Ydoran Empire is so big. And Vedro's not too terribly happy about it. Neither is Trebithica, neither is Rivencrag, because this section right here used to be part of Vedro, this used to be a part of Trebithica, and this used to be part of Rivencrag. So, a lot of people not really happy about Holy Ydoran Empire, but technically they can get away with saying, well, your people wanted to join us. So, yeah, let's move over to Rivencrag, where this section right here, just this, like all of this used to be part of Riven, but now from Akamari Bay, Crew Ridge down to Hitchhead is all part of the Holy Ydoran Empire, leaving everything over here part of Riven, so about half of the same territory, about 3/4. The capital itself is ran by an oligarchy, where They control. It's where the entire marshlands, the Riven Marshes, the entire section here is the city of Rivencrag. The capital of Riven, as you can assume. And they basically control everything here and everything around, as countries do. And yeah, by size, by area, Riven's probably the largest city in the world, just because it has a lot of water that uses water transportation to get around, like pontoons, canoes, all that, and boats, ferries, all that stuff. Moving along, we have new Lemures. So in Final Fantasy Tactics not Tactics Advance 2, Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings. There is the species of Agel, after the continent of Lemures falls from Pravama, which we talked about 2 episodes ago, all the Agels decide, well, let's go find new home. Let's go find new floating islands. They found some homes in the in Pravama near Brizurba, but some of them still want to keep going. They want to make a new home, make something that is theirs. So they kept flying, and they found a collection of sky islands south of the Holy Ydoran Empire, and like, all right, this is new Lemures. This is ours now. It is a collection of city-states within the sky continents. You might also notice Gaug here. We will get into connecting all the pieces for Gaug once we get to the last section, next video. Because it's fun. Or it might be in the Patreon video. We'll see. Last but not least is Raspa, which is ran by a democratic republic. It's a fairly small country. It used to have a little bit more territory. Just up to here. But, yeah, it is, Dolph is the capital, and some of the greatest robotics in Ivalice is housed in Klecklands. And yeah. So that's just a quick rundown of these 4 countries. And last but not least, once we get into it, will be these 5 up here. So see you in the next video.